And that's what we think about pit bulls.
Oh no!
I just started recording.
Oh no! Don't start off with that. We are pro pit. Wait, just pro pit bull.
There's no
not the
delicious
Michael
toddlers,
Vick way.
just inattentive parents.
In the game of pit bulls versus babies, it is 98-1.
Step it up, babies. You've got some ground to cover.
No, my buddy was telling me how they used
We're
to be.
still in the second quarter.
Rook told me they used to be the nanny dog, where like back in the
They
40s,
still
50s,
are.
and 60s, you could just like straight up leave your baby alone with a pit
No, you
bull.
could. And
No,
then
you can leave your baby alone with your pit bull.
Yeah, that is honestly, Kellen. God.
And then
I said a pit bull, didn't I?
if
Like,
you're
a
too
pit bull.
autistic to hear inflection, you'll never understand that joke. But he did it.
I hope I did the right inflection. It's just cringe. Was that the right
No,
inflection?
it's just
Did I
bits.
sound excited? And not
what?
funny?
You did the wrong vowel.
Am I on the wrong
You
show?
mean consonant.
Yeah, everybody. Brendan Casey, our Dungeon Master from It's Just Crits, is here on It's Just Bits with us. We also have Tyler Sengen, another alumni of both It's Just Bits and It's Just Crits. So he's gonna be
I would say
holding
conspirator.
Brendan's hand. It's like when you get a new server at your table, so Tyler's going to be showing Brendan
He's
the
going to be
ropes.
I'm going to be helping him out.
he's
today.
gonna be
Brendan's
helping us.
training me, and it's just going to be a nightmare for everybody involved.
I'm just going to shit on the table. How do I train this? You don't.
I have an athletic cup because I'm still learning.
I wouldn't know what to do with that information.
Is that, so that's like a cup that like it's attached to your hand with a like a neoprene strap. So when you get tackled in football, the cup stays on your hand.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
That is what that is.
That was an orgy jokes for all you guys just tuning in now.
Yes,
a
it is.
minute and 30 seconds into the podcast.
I didn't mean to. I keep accidentally doing orgy jokes.
It's a real disease, doctor. Please stop laughing.
But anyway, doctor, if you're free this Saturday,
Doctor, stop it. Your laughter sounds like the orgasms of 1,000 people. No, I did it again.
And that's what It Just Bits is. You guys have just heard a microcasm.
Too bad Allie wasn't here for that quick little roundup.
Oh, it'll happen again.
She told me, she was like, I think I listened, the first episode I listened was a particularly bad one, because I listened to one episode and I was like, I can't listen to this. And then I listened to more later and I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
No, she just got used to you as a
she-
person.
she acclimated to you over time.
Also, for those of you who are keeping score at home, this is a drunk episode. So,
Oh, boy, howdy.
Either go ahead
What?
and skip.
I'm not even all that steaming, but I am obnoxious.
Yeah, Kellen can never be the litmus test for drunk.
Steaming.
You should have
But,
paused and said, you can never be the lit.
Yeah,
miss
either
test."
if you don't like our drunk episodes, skip. If you do like our drunk episodes, then quit doxing us. I know it's you motherfucker.
If you want to listen to this episode, that's right. Just focus on the car. You know when you're driving and you forget you're driving and you're not really paying attention. You get
I'm
break!
driving right now.
Driving, listening to drunk people talk on a podcast should be an Olympic sport. That'd be fucking great.
Turn right now. That guy behind you is a cop.
Why didn't you break? All right, just want to do that periodically throughout the
Mushrooms
episode.
were a bad idea.
Someone at work told me they listened to the episode where I warned people that have reality issues not to listen to it.
Can I just make a point real quick? The episode where you guys talked about that guy who made that Reddit post about
Clowning around,
his
episode
clown
88.
fetish.
The best episode we've ever
I
done.
think you guys cured depression.
I know, right?
It is.
It's the
It's
most
so-
wholesome story.
Oh, wait, it's that dude who, like, paid, like remember you guys
it
were
was you.
telling
Tyler keeps pretending it's not him, but it's
Yeah,
him.
right. Like, oh, I wish it was fucking me. Been trying to make a clown for years.
legitimately, and I know this sounds like a conflict of interest because I am like involved in the show. I legitimately listen to that episode when I'm feeling down. It hasn't failed me yet.
So great, dude.
It's so triumphant at the end, you know?
You guys just keep being so elated by the new information about it. You're like, it just keeps going.
It keeps getting better.
Because we found it and we refused to read it until we were on the mic. We were like, we gotta read it.
Which
on
was
the
a
mic.
risk. We're like, what
Yeah.
if this sucks? And then it.
Well, then you would have just riffed about how much it sucks and what it could have been, and that would have still been great.
Listen, if you love the Clussy,
Clussy.
get out there and get it, man. Don't let anyone push you down.
I think it's called honky.
Ellie, wear clown makeup. You have to wear clown makeup
No questions, just makeup.
for that one episode.
In It's Just Bits tradition, the woman who is in the room does not have a microphone.
This is a metaphor for the way we believe society should be.
Also,
Anti-Barbie.
Also, side note, I recently found out that clown makeup is based on minstreling. So, you know,
What's minstreling?
that is when guys would
Blackface.
That's
do blackface
unfortunate.
with a cork and do the big pink, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Mr. Popo?
clown makeup is heavily based on that.
Yeah, Mr. Popo.
What? Okay,
First rule of Mr. Popo's training, it turns out clowning
When
around
they
is
made that
racist.
motherfucker blue, they knew. They knew. I was like,
They
knew.
took my childhood, by which I mean racism, away from me.
Yeah.
They can never take that from me.
Oh no,
not in this country.
It's in your heart.
Oh man.
So what? Can you link those together in my head? Because I don't get how it's minstrel because it's white.
Oh, so they would do to make fun of their lips, basically. Yeah. They would make these big red pink things, and that's where the red clown smile.
So they just switched the paint.
Pretty much.
So they just background swapped it on
just-
Photoshop.
What
a lazy way to avoid racism.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it was back in the time when like racism was super big and like Catholics basically weren't white. So they're like, what if there was a black guy who was also French? They'd have like no rights. So they did a mime and a minstrel.
Yeah.
I made that up.
I believe
Although
it.
we believed it because it was based in white people feeling they weren't
No,
getting
I
enough
saw
of the
Cirque du Soleil. That
racist
seems
cookie.
right.
Ned Beatty played the Gimp in Pulp Fiction.
Or clown makeup.
Hashtag canon. Oh my
His
god.
cat.
Yeah.
Also, the new thing I've decided to tell people is that either soccer balls or cricket balls were originally big spider eggs, and now they use artificial ones.
a cricket.
I like how that implies a soccer ball looks like what a giant spider egg would look
I
like. They
feel
just had to
like
recreate it.
It's why it's an octagon. It's webbed, dude.
Oh my god, that's
8. Think about it.
Yeah, a goal is actually the Swahili word for a bunch of spiders exploding out of an egg and eating you, and that's why we call it a goal in soccer.
I told you about the egg nest that bursted over my head under the stairs when I was a kid trying to get Christmas decorations.
Okay, but tell the audience either way.
No, yeah, there was a way I was doing it. When I was a kid, you know how like you put all the the Bullcrap Village Christmas decorations in Tupperware. You shove them under you shove it under the stairs. You forget about it for 10 months, right? And then it's Tyler, the smallest one, who fits under the stairs, which is never a good start to a sentence. Had to be sent down there to get the ones that were all the way like where it's basically being tucked under the stairs themselves, right? And I reached down to grab one and I pulled it, and my head went up, and I could have swore I felt like I was touching like a tennis ball that was like stuck to like the ceiling, and then I felt it draping over my shoulders.
Your shoulders?
Because it was like, and like
Tyler,
to this day, my parents go like, it wasn't that bad.
Tyler, the fact that you didn't grow up to be a supervillain or a serial killer is a
Or
miracle.
maybe he just grew up to be a really good serial killer.
Yeah, right. Just so.
Yeah, we
should change the subject so leads can't be made.
We haven't ruled any of those out.
I mean, like, and I also remember very vividly, like Chamber of Secrets came out like the next year. And
Yeah,
for my
fuck that movie.
Yeah, my Harry Potter fans would know that like fucking giant spider in that one. I left the movie theater as a kid. I was like, no,
Correct.
bye, sorry, can't do it. I'll be in the car.
Also, the giant spider is super weird. He's like, I respect human life, but my children don't, and I won't make them not eat you. I won't eat you even though I want to.
promised my best friend I wouldn't kill and eat any children, but my kids can. It's like that. You're a shitty friend.
I always took that as like the shitty villain thing where he was like, I don't give a shit about your safety. I just don't want to get up because I'm a billion right now. I'm gonna let my kids eat you because that's fun to watch. Because spiders are sociopathic monsters that should be stopped and killed the moment you see them. No letting them outside. No. Anyway, sorry. What?
Now, this is he is a serial killer. He doesn't mean spiders. He means people.
African American.
Oh yeah, Tyler. Tyler is the Punisher, but instead of killing people, he kills spiders.
What I think is funny is I said African American when I'm referring to him as I want to be fucking respectful about murdering them.
You gotta be woke nowadays. You
not
can't
gonna be
even
woke about my serial killer.
can't even call the people you're targeting for murder. No, that serial killer's name is Guyler Benjamin. It's a different guy.
I hate that name because that does sound like a fucking serial killer name. If someone names you Byler, you don't get to be mad when they're a serial killer.
No, Guyler Benjamin talks like, "Hi, I'm Guyler Benjamin, and all the doors are locked."
Click. Oh no.
I was the
That's-
I was the pimp in Pulp Fiction.
That's so much worse.
I want to end every sentence with, and that was the pimp in Pulp Fiction. Because anybody that sees that movie, the normal people will have to be reminded that there was a gimp suit in that movie. So you'll be like, the gimp. Oh.
Right, and it was Ned Beatty, except he was too short for the gimp suit, so his head is actually at the shoulder level, and they stuffed into that gimp mask a big spider egg.
Now you're just mixing your theater.
Yeah.
Didn't that start in New
Mixed
York?
mediums.
Weren't we doing
It
that?
was
Like,
because Ned Beatty had just died when we were in New York.
yeah, and we were like sweating our fucking faces off trying to film in our hostel room.
I swear to God, I'm gonna look at like Twitter or something one day, and it's like Kellen Frank starts a cult, and I'm like, I can fucking see it.
Kellen Frank's cult
really bad. I
solves.
want to start a cult.
Thank God gave him low charisma stats. Otherwise, it would already happen.
Because I'm
Thanks,
right about a
Brendan,
lot.
for giving him low charisma
Hey man,
stats.
listen, I'm just saying, you look at Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. Some cults do really well, some cults don't.
Don't.
I don't know. It's a roll of the dice.
I work with a Jehovah's Witness, and it is interesting. She's given Bibles to 2 of my coworkers, and I get so mad every time. I'm always like, you can't do that.
You can't give out a book that you didn't write yourself. Come on, bitch.
So my
Better at
mom,
being a cult.
my mom used to work with the Jehovah's Witness, and they made a big deal about Christmas, how they weren't going to, buy anything for anybody, and like it's against their religion, but they would still take the Christmas bonus. Tell me how that works.
I would love if a
Capitalism transcends religion.
She never.
I would take the
Hanukkah bonus.
Yeah, if there was a Hanukkah bonus, I'd be like, okay.
Well, yes, but I agree with no religion. So
I actually agree with the Jews.
That would be-
God's not real, but the Jews are right.
Do we just laugh at how, like, if that was a thing where it's like, if you are a profound, like a public atheist, you just can get no days off from like religious holidays or anything, so you have to work Christmas and all that stuff. It's not a holiday. You're an atheist.
That's why I just say I'm Catholic.
that'd be some bull.
There would be so many douchebags that would be like, no, I'll work all those times before I ever admit that I believe in a guy in a cloud.
And they should die.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Someone made a Nirvana post where they're shitting on Nirvana. So I go to the comment section because I just know it's going to be absolute vitriolic nonsense. And one guy was like saying, like, one guy was just trying to simp for Nirvana and was just like, hey, haters of Nirvana, what's one thing that you can do? Like, what can you do? And one guy said, just going like, I can not take shotgun rounds to the face. And my response was, shame.
Aw, and then he did kill himself.
The problem
if
is
only.
you're both right.
That's why he's such a good serial killer. He makes them do it.
I tell it on a podcast, and when he dies, they go like, oh, it was a suicide. But guys,
No.
it was me.
I don't advocate suicide, but I will say
But
Kurt Cobain is cool forever.
that's true. Kurt Cobain now would look like me.
Kurt Cobain didn't gain 100 pounds and get a shitty reality TV show. Like
did not do that. Have you seen what Axl Rose, the coolest guy from the 80s that's ever existed, looks like now?
Not good, I'm sure.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening, your dad.
But to be fair, that's a kind of a win, considering like he could look like Schmiegel.
Oh,
by the
God.
end of his life.
Did you see that Motley Crue concert where Vince Neil forgot the words to Dr. Feelgood? He's just like,
I believe it.
and it's like, fuck you, Vince. Do a push-up. Learn your own songs.
Yeah, Vince Neil.
Also, it's a Motley Crue song. There's not complicated lyrical
there's
constructions.
not.
He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
He's the one that makes you feel all right.
No, well,
That's
now
where he got tripped up.
That's a curveball.
Yeah, no, he looks like Mr. Potato Head now, so he's not doing great.
Yep.
Everybody who survived the 80s. So I think what happened is somebody showed Kurt Cobain a picture of himself, and they're like, or you kill yourself now, you're the coolest person forever. And he's like, all right, Courtney Love, I'll do it.
What if all
Courtney
those...
Love's just a time traveler. That's what it is.
Or his wife was so bad, it was the better option. What?
That's
Same.
impossible. I love women. But the better option is that there's a serial killer, and all those people that die at 27, it's someone going back in time and showing them a picture of their future selves. And then,
Dude, are you saying there's a Logan run for rock stars? Like,
yes.
Wait, hold on.
Hell yeah.
What if the 27 Club killer is one guy, and he's just been like 80 years old, going, well, that guy turned 27.
Yeah.
It's just always one
He's a
guy.
guy who doesn't understand how aging works. He thinks only sometimes you turn a new age. So if he sees a 27th birthday party, he kills that person. And he's going to hear this and be like, everybody turns 27?
No.
what have I been doing with my life?
So much work. And
That's why it's always celebrities, because they make a big deal about their 27.
Him coming to that realization, they're like, Bob, you're 32.
we've had a bad run of us predicting news events, so sorry about the mass shooting that's going to happen because we said this.
Okay, well, by the way.
You've already been proven right since you said that right
Yeah,
now.
no, we don't have to predict those.
We
They
can't,
just keep
say
happening.
that was our fault.
Sorry, Brendan.
Hey, man, you know what? If I wanted to live forever, I wouldn't have tried to help children with special needs.
I don't like this country, and that sentence explains why.
What I really think is funny is you saying that sounded like you were just setting up a sarcastic version of like what your job is. No, that's literally your fucking
Tyler,
job.
Tyler, I want to work with middle school children. I need to be prepared for being viciously gunned to death at any given time. I knew it. I knew the risks
roasted to
when I
death,
joined.
You're basically a first responder.
Yeah.
Except you're not allowed to murder people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this country. Why do we still live here again?
Familiarity.
Yeah, my
It's hard to
stuff's here.
leave.
You know?
My stuff's here.
Hang
That's a
on.
good answer.
Yeah.
My stuff's here. It's such a...
You know. Do you remember the time that I got really angry on the podcast about inequality, and I was like, it's not all this stuff. You just get them. You just get them. And then 2 days later, they stormed the Capitol.
Yeah, I did.
And you were like, ooh, I'm mad.
I fucking forgot about that.
and I was like, I didn't mean you guys.
Wrong guys.
Some fucking asshole with the
or did you cause?
some asshole with the Confederate flag tattooed on his face and a Viking helmet's like, we did what you said, mister.
I
and you're like, I don't know that guy.
I was talking to people who hate the government for good reasons.
This podcast's ironic. We don't mean the things we say.
Connor, I'll never forget trying to write a scene with Jonathan on the horn, and we asked Jonathan a director question. He's just like, yeah, guys, sorry, I just can't focus right now with this Capitol thing happening right now. Because it was like we were trying to like punch up a scene, and like meanwhile,
I didn't know it was happening. That's when he broke it to me that it was happening.
That's how you found out?
Yeah, he was like, I can't focus on this. And I'm like, what, Capitol? Go on.
Now,
maybe I can't focus either.
Can I make a minor stipulation? If the racial makeup of that crowd had been a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
Instead of them opening the barriers.
It literally, if it was what you said, bro, it would have been like the second 9/11 for people of color. That would have been holy shit.
I do think if you were to take people who right now make a big deal about we have to remember 9/11, which no one's gonna forget. The people who make a big deal about it, they're all white. People of color have like real societal tragedies to talk about.
No, right? They're like,
9/11 was a one-off. Okay, calm down.
It's a spin-off. It's a spin-off tragedy. It's not going to the second season.
It's a one-shot.
It was a Christmas episode.
It's a goddamn Christmas. Watch the rest of the series called America. It gets worse. That was a good episode. They jumped the shark. That's what happened. It was a good episode we all talk about.
As we always say on this podcast, 9/11, bad art.
Bad art.
Hack bit.
I brought up tragedy jokes that episode to someone, and I said, that is going to be the thing that sinks me if I ever have any modicum of success in my life. They're going to be like, Mr. Senjin, what about the episode tragedy jokes? And I'll be like, this meeting's over.
And I will, and goodbye. Goodbye from this meeting. Goodbye from Hollywood.
What about tragedy jokes? How about rape hand, idiot? Do better research.
Hey, we said the rape hands were the villain. I stand by that.
Were bad.
I defend rape hands.
I said 9/11 was bad. I didn't mean it, but I said it.
I said it was bad, but then you didn't listen to the last word.
You know, to full disclosure, I was a little worried about rape hands when it first came out because I was like, God,
You should be. They're everywhere.
I'm an educator. Like, if that and I was like, you know what? I work in special education in Illinois. As long as I don't punch them in the fucking kidney, I'm basically not going to get fired.
I love
and
kidney.
he doesn't, folks. And he
I
never.
Never.
I make those posters, put them up all over his hometown. Brendan Casey does not punch special needs children in the kidney.
Yes.
It's weird the photo is you go
other
like...
children, neurotypical children, fucking, they need dialysis if they make this.
it. They've always deserved it.
Way to bring the kidney joke back in a solid way. Hell yeah.
That's called a kidney callback.
Ew.
Kidney callback by Kellen. Uh-oh.
It's also...
Yeah, callback is a C. Callback is a C.
Kidney callback also sounds like when someone donates an organ to you and you're like, I'm going to need that back.
Indian giver.
Kidney Indian giver.
Has that happened? Can that happen? Can you transport kidney and be like, I need that shit?
No way.
Right
You
back.
you definitely have to sign something that says you're not going to ask for it back.
Do you? I've never done it.
You hack, Allie. You're a doctor.
Allie, but you're the question.
If I donate a kidney to someone, can I be like, I want it back?
No, I think you should be able to.
Why would you? What? That you shouldn't be able
What
to.
if that guy becomes an
What if
asshole?
they cheat on you?
You just do a serial killer.
Okay, you donate a
Yeah,
kidney.
what if you gave me
to
a kidney?
Hitler.
Yeah, you can end it.
True.
Oh yeah,
They
you
should
get
invent.
the,
They
no,
should
no, no,
invent
no.
a button that teleports your kidney back into you.
You get the right to take the life of the person whose kidney
That is so
you
funny.
Give them
I mean, if you
I
save
gave you a
anybody's
kidney,
life, you should be allowed.
I can kill you.
I will die without a
I
kidney.
gave you your life.
Yes,
Like,
I am now legally allowed to hunt you for sports.
same
The same
reason-
reason your mother is allowed
should
to
be
kill
allowed
you.
to kill you.
is-
So your dad, to a lesser
Yeah.
extent, your dad can manslaughter you. He can't kill you.
Yeah, if it's premeditated, he will go to jail. But if your dad is just like, he'll learn his lesson if I leave him in the woods and you die, that's fine.
He'll learn his lesson.
Pretty sure that's neglect.
Oh, come on. You didn't get left in the woods by your dad all the time.
Neglect
Brendan.
can't be intentional. It had to be an intentional left in the wood. If he leaves you in the wood by accident, he's a monster.
My dad didn't make plans with me, Tyler.
Yeah, right. He just left me. He just kind of went with the wind, you know?
And to this day, every time Brendan sees a baseball mitt, he weeps.
And the wind cries, Brandon. Little Jimi Hendrix for you folks.
Those keeping it score at home.
I wasn't ready for it, but I appreciate it. And then can you re-record all of my stuff, but make me sound like 32% more handsome? Thank you.
It just has Jay come in.
It can't be done. Just like pushing it. We're giving it all she's got.
29's all we can do.
Next, you have a fucking thruster throttle next to your editing bed.
Captain, his cheekbones are too high.
No, but I mean, it would
gonna
be
do gay Star Trek?
it would be remiss if
Wanna let
we
gay
on
Star Trek
this
go?
fucking
Star Trek
damn
pretty
near
gay, man.
anarchist podcast spend no time talking about the fact that Brendan works in one of the most dangerous careers, education.
It's right under pizza delivery.
And how that is.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I just stop and I think, you know what? Someone could kill me right
You know
now.
what?
And are you pro or anti?
And anti what?
Getting killed right now.
Brendan. What
It depends on if I have to stay until 3:15 or 4 because of professional development.
This guy. Don't leave your funny bone unattended around it. We'll be right back on the drive.
No, so
time
they have the professional development days where you have to stay until 4 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I will jump into a bullet to get it.
Those 45 minutes?
It drags.
Oh, so it's like a meeting of like, what
yeah,
have
it's
you done?
so it's either like you have to watch this video module or listen to a guest speaker
What
or
the
just
fuck?
do stuff around the room. And
Can't
like
you just check in and be like, I don't believe in dragons, and then walk out?
if only it were that easy.
Can we tell that story or no?
Okay, I'm not gonna name names.
That's why I clapped, so I could take it out.
When you clapped, I was like, what is he about to say?
so
fuck.
so I work hard on. I work with someone who I guess we have full disclosure. I work with kids with many different educational needs. Some of them kind of just mutter to themselves sometimes, and it's just how they do, And someone was saying that they were doing witchcraft. And I laughed with that student's teacher. I was like, well, that's obviously not true. Witchcraft isn't real. And she just looked at me and goes, oh, it's absolutely real. And I was like, no, it isn't. And she was like, yes, it is. And I was like, let's agree to disagree. And then, I felt kind of awkward. So I was like, make a joke. And I was like, well, you know what? I mean, if it was real, then that means Dungeons and Dragons is real. And I can quit my job and just do that all day. And she goes, well, dragons are real. And I was like... Yeah, you're crazy. Got it.
All right, I'm not allowed
Yeah.
to make this joke, but I do think she misread the job posting as special ed end of sentence.
That's not the
teacher.
first time that's happened, man. I used to work with someone where I was like, how are you like...
You're a teacher.
They let you around children?
We would teach the lesson, and then she'd be like, I know the answer. I'm like, I know you know the answer. You're 32. We need to get the kids
Brendan, there's a new angle here. Are you sure she's a teacher? Well, is this just...
So-
That's what I've been saying.
so full
but I'm
disclosure-
a monster.
No, not that she misread the job posting. That this is just one of the people Brendan's supposed to be teaching. and he thinks that
She was a very interesting individual. And when she quit, she told literally everybody except me and the classroom teacher, the two people closest to her, that she was leaving. I had no idea she left. Maybe because she heard me talk about how I was sick of doing the work of 3 people by myself.
Jesus fucking
Could have been it.
I mean, real quick, just because you just reminded me of this, and I remember hearing these stories over the past couple of years. Your job before that was a gas station attendee.
Yes,
and you had some stories.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
So you just did a parallel move.
I pretty much
Same fucking field, man.
You just there's significantly more overlap with those careers than you might think.
Oh no, I know right away. I see exactly what it. Tyler's gonna leave.
More alcohol.
Would you believe me if I told you that the second job is less frustrating than the first?
Yes, I would. Because one of those people is there to learn. That's the difference.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do next? Produce a Maury type show where you just have to find freakish people and you're
I think I'd be good at it.
you're developing skills.
You're developing the correct skills. So what? Give us some. Oh my God! Tell us a story. Don't tell us it's gas station or special ed, and then we'll guess.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have to make a theme song
Okay.
for this game.
Okay. Okay. Let me think of a good one.
It's gonna be. I know. I'm gonna give a disclaimer for Brendan. It's gonna be hard to do this because now you've got to go
You've
through the
gotta
story in your
sanitize,
head, adjust, make
Okay,
sure.
okay,
This
okay.
might not work. This might not work.
Hold on.
All right.
Welcome back to the Morning Drive Time Show. It's time to play Unleaded or Special Edited with Brendan Casey.
I looked away at the wrong time.
Brendan is going to do a game where he tells a story and doesn't tell us whether it's as a gas station attendant or a teacher. And the name of the show is Unleaded or Special Edited.
I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. Oh my god. Okay. Are
gonna throw up.
you ready?
Unleaded or special ed? Connor's gonna throw up. Did he drink gas or is he just?
Okay.
That was the other one.
A 12-year-old was in the bathroom for almost an hour and a half. When they left, the toilet was so clogged that I had to put plastic shopping bags and tie them around my feet so that I could get in there and try to fix it. Gas station or school?
You gotta say it. You have to say it.
No, he doesn't have to say it. We have to figure it out.
No. You have to say unleaded or special ed.
Oh, yeah. So
not
that
gonna-
story.
I don't know if I want to do
He
that.
has a job to retain. He doesn't have to say it.
I'm going with unleaded.
Okay, unleaded. Connor.
I gotta oppose Kellen because I hate him. Special ed.
Special ed. Okay. Tyler? Unleaded or special ed?
As soon as he said to look at you, I saw it leveled at my eyeball.
I gotta go for that.
He was about to fucking champagne cork me in the dick.
We are drinking champagne right now, so you're allowed to kill us if you're hearing this
Literal
podcast.
champagne socialist.
The answer was gas station.
Ah,
Yay!
Yes. That's 1 point for
you
Kellen.
win a beer.
Wow, Connor thinks special needs children shit themselves. What a piece
Well,
of
he
shit.
used the toilet.
Well, you
What?
know what? That's true.
What's a champagne socialist?
It's the thing that conservatives say about if you're not poor but think poor people shouldn't
I'm
die.
fucking poor. Champagne's $12 for a bottle.
Well, yeah, well, it's a stupid.
and I
term.
split it between 7 of us.
Thank you, by the way.
Oh, of course. Yeah, happy to have you guys. Let's go back to the game.
Okay.
Unleaded or special edit, and
Let's
I'm
see,
going
which-
to hell
which-
for that name.
Which memories did I not block out?
Now this whole game is just something happened where my shirt came off, and I don't remember how that. happened.
Okay. Here we go. I had to clean human feces off of an area of the grounds, and then upon my leaving, they finally installed security cameras, saw the pooper in action, and determined that it was the creepy homeless guy who would constantly ask me for money when I would get my paycheck.
I mean, unleaded.
Unleaded
Yeah.
feels too easy. I'm going with special edit.
Oh. Tyler's not guessing.
No, I mean, I think I have heard this bit, but I can't remember. I mean, honestly, because it's an older story, that's your answer. But I'm gonna say gas.
It was unleaded.
Gas station.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Damn it.
Haha, suck it.
The firewood.
It did feel like it was going to be like a turn
It
there
felt,
at the end.
it felt too easy.
Oh, it's a 3-parter. Whoever has the most points at the end win.
Yep,
Me, Kellen,
all
and Todd.
For the final one, food was delivered late to this location.
Mm-hmm.
And in a show of solidarity, I refused to eat my lunch until they got theirs. To which one person looked at me and said, "Damn, Brendan, you a real N-word."
The funny special edit.
That last one really changed up your perceptions of what it could be.
I think it's special edit.
that was the nicest thing that individual had
Oh,
ever
then
said
special
to me.
ed. Then special ed, probably, yeah.
That
That's,
could go either way.
I feel like it's special. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but
I gotta go and let it.
Okay.
special
Kellen?
edit.
And that was the school.
Ah,
Yes, that means I'm special edit and you're unleaded, bitch.
That's an improvement.
I'm unspecial and you're leaded. Wait.
What's happening?
I'm glad I went with that name instead of pumping lead or eating lead. I have a very similar story to that. I was at Snowball. You guys remember Operation Snowball from when you were children?
Oh, yeah, the
that
anti-drug
Jesus?
thing, right?
Not really Jesus-y. It was anti-drug and leadership and shit.
Yeah.
But it was just if you cut yourself, they sent you there, and then a very nice counselor would stop
No.
you. Yeah, but they sent me there because they were like, he's probably gonna. And I chose cooler forms of self-harm that make me personable. But
Alcohol.
yeah.
Whatever happened with
and
that?
other drugs and tobacco and firearms. But no, so I was there.
There's
and
a whole department for that.
There's the
It's a
thing you can
pretty
do where
kick-ass
like
department.
you can give someone a warm fuzzy, which is you all have a big ball of yarn, and you can take some of your yarn and tie it on someone else, and that's giving them a warm fuzzy. In case you want to exchange emotion without touching each other, because some people at Snowball were kind of, jerky without being touched. So we were playing dodgeball.
And Kellen wasn't allowed to leave there for 6 years.
And I didn't want to be there, and everybody knew it was weird that I was there. So they would all be kind of like too nice to me. But at one point, we were playing dodgeball, and I caught the dodgeball by when it hit me in the dick, I just closed my thighs around it. So then they were out. And then at the end of the game, these two black dudes come up to me, and they give me a black yarn, and they go, "This is your N-word, fuzzy, for catching it with your dick."
That is the best thing I've ever
That's
heard.
the reason you never killed yourself. That right there.
He's been holding on to that nugget.
I was about to take that ball of yarn and wrap it around my neck, but I saw my N-word fuzzy.
Your existence was never more validated in that moment.
Oh my god, that's great.
No, because like at that moment you were probably so stunned by like the fortunate and nature of that. You were like,
oh my God.
like like when like a famous like sports person just like throws something to like the kid in the fan. They're like, "Wow, thanks." He's like,
That was me. And then I was like, "Can I say it?" And he was like, "No."
There are two people in my entire life who have ever tried to get me to say the N-word. One of them,
Surprisingly, not me.
one of them,
"Not so fast."
is Said Moore. Fuck that guy.
You don't like Sed?
No, I love Sid.
Okay, I was gonna be like, wait,
That's
what?
why I said fuck that
Why
guy.
don't you like him, Connor? What about him?
Because
don't
he's
you
black.
like?
I hate
Okay,
him.
Good.
No, but he's another stand-up comic. So whenever I went up on stage, he's like, "Today's gonna be the day." It's like, look at you. You can't help yourself. Fuck you, Seth.
He's a very fucking funny guy.
He's a great guy. But so he always tries to get, he's like, "I got $100 in my pocket right now." I'm like, "Show me the money, man." He's like, "I don't want $100."
What would you do if he was like, he just took out a stack?
I would take it first.
No,
There's
guys,
no
you
way
know
I'm
what's
gonna get
as
money
soon as you
afterwards.
say it, he's gonna be like, "I was kidding. I didn't think you could actually say it."
Absolutely not. I gotta get the cash first.
What if he was like, "I didn't think you were
Right,
gonna do it. I got 3 of my friends. They want to
So
talk
he's
to
got
you."
a great reason because he's a comedian. He's trying to get me to say it on
it's
stage.
funny,
That'd
it's
be
funny.
fucking
He
hilarious.
doesn't even mean it.
It's him. It's just fucking great. The only other person who's ever tried to get me to say it more times, like 40 times in a relationship, has been fucking Brett. Doesn't. He's the only motherfucker.
Now, to be clear, if it's not from his name being Brett is Caucasian.
For a second there, I was like, oh, that's why Connor and his ex broke up.
He did say relationship.
Kylie being racist is the most believable canon you can ever find.
No, she had 3 black roommates. She told that story once every couple of months.
said
I had
that so
3 black roommates.
No, wait. I'm a little bit worried that they worked for her parents.
No, when she was in college. And then, like,
I'm still worried they worked for her
7th time I heard that story, as she started the story, I was like, "We know." And she was mad. For some reason, she didn't like that.
I feel like if we all were hanging out and Kylie at her lake house just dropped a casual hard R, we all would just look at each other and go, "Wait the weekend."
I would look at you like, I can fucking see it.
It's jet skis, though.
There's a swastika in those tattoos. That's why there's so many.
That's what.
Something about being on a jet ski just really makes me want to just let out all the slurs, you know?
I do. Speaking of people trying to get you to say it,
water, though.
one of our coworkers, every time I drink with him, I get him to say faggot, and he hates it. He feels awful. But by the end of the night, I'm like, I will not stop talking about it.
It's fun.
Right, and he always goes like, "Okay, fine, faggot. I'm sorry."
It's fun.
I feel like-
understand it when you're the minority. I get it.
I have less. It doesn't really hurt me.
I feel
It's
like
not
out of
fair.
all of them, that one's probably going to have a kind of cultural renaissance in a few years. You know?
Yeah, we're all faggots now.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking up to your friend, "Come on, what's up, I'm a faggot." You know, just kind of have it. I also can say it, so it's fine. I paid the dick and mouth toll. It's
Now,
fine.
to be clear,
You know, one time or is it a subscription? Because if it's a one time, I can handle
It is. It works like
subscription.
Premiere
It
Pro.
was a monthly, but you know how I put things off.
Monthly.
Right,
I don't think. I can.
You know what?
get into
And
a
you know
kid-
what? Do not do the auto renew. They will not do it at convenience.
They do not warn you. There's no email that says in 3 days. It's just
You'll just be sitting at work like, yeah, it's not a bad weekend. I'm gonna go to my kids.
You go to for a yawn, and all of a sudden, I love.
why did I set the subscription? Why did I start subscribing to this service at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday?
That was terrible. I'm suing the company for uvular trauma.
In this premise, I just like the idea of like dropping something, looking around nervously, and then deciding you don't need that thing that you dropped.
Every time you go to eat a banana, you have fucking Vietnam flashbacks.
Your whole goddamn world's a prison shower.
Didi-mo! Didi-mo!
One of my friends was saying that how she's like, yeah, I remember like in high school, I would avoid eating phallic objects because of the looks.
What
get.
was
I'm
that
like,
about?
What horny goblins were you surrounded by
Buddy,
at all times?
guess what? I
Bammy
work
you?
in a fucking middle school. They will do that with anything.
Middle schoolers are the horny goblins that she was around.
This section of the podcast has been redacted.
Stanley Kubrick, good at making movies, bad at being a human being.
That's usually the case.
A lot of
What's up
artists are
with
like
him?
that.
Oh, okay. Did you ever
I've
see?
deleted social media.
Did you ever
so-
see A Clockwork Orange?
That whole movie.
No, why would I?
Okay, there was a scene where Roddy McDowell used to be in a rape gang, and then he went to prison for a long time, and then he got out, and then two of the guys that were in his gang are now cops, and they take him to the countryside and start drowning him. And you're like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
wow, they edited this movie really well. It looks like he's been under the water for like 12 minutes. Not so. He almost died on the set of that movie.
They told the actor to ignore his signal when to create more. I'm drowning.
Yeah, I've told him to double tap when he's ready to come out. Don't listen to it. I need the panic. And it's like, boy, howdy, Stanley Kubrick. You're lucky that man
dude,
didn't die.
When I tell you that
What?
he just said to you is the least offensive aspect of that entire. The opening scene is a woman being chased by a rape gang, and the shot doesn't cut for a long fucking time. And I was shown this in high school because it was literarily relevant.
Which it is, but still showing high schoolers.
It's
Yeah,
again,
that's really the crux of
it's
it,
a
yeah.
it's a very
Watch it at home.
good movie, but you know.
you form a rape gang?
Because the
I
world's
imagine-
violent,
So
Connor.
Connor,
I don't think you put up flyers. I think rapists just kind of collect like water
I
droplets.
think
chat.
one person's raping somebody, and then another guy comes around like rats, and another guy's like, huh?
I'm not selfish. Well, clearly I am.
well,
no,
they're
gang
a
rape.
gang, and they don't like they just go out and like beat people up and sexually assault people because they're wild and crazy guys.
Because part of the
having fun.
dystopia is every youngin is a sociopathically doesn't have empathy.
And
monster.
there's
like kids.
there's an alternate ending to the
Yeah, but-
book where at the end it's like 30 years later and he tries to go out and do it again and he's just like, it just doesn't have the same thrill as it did when I'm a kid. I guess I'll just be an accountant or whatever. Yeah.
Because it's also it's
Like
kind of a
giving up
commentary
your
on British.
dreams
It's a
when your
great book.
dream is a rape gang.
If you haven't read the book, you should read it.
But you need to study NASDAQ before you even touch the book because NASDAQ is the language slang, and if you don't understand it before you open the book, you will hate.
Yeah,
the book.
it's very eloquent. It's very beautiful language, and it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
Because they're doing some very bad things to people.
Well, that's also how they justify a lot of it being a literary book thing because it's like, ooh, you have to learn the slang language, and that is a good perspective shift for kids because it's like, yeah, people who are 20 years older than you talk completely fucking different.
My mother-in-law will constantly reference, "Come and get a hit in the yarbles if you have any yarbles," and I'm like, "You're one of the real ones, Mom."
No, yeah, but like, there's also
That's balls.
There's in case you didn't know that.
I guessed.
And also, you know what they call sex?
Do
It's
I
probably the
have
worst
to
term
study
for
up,
sex.
or context clues can get me through.
Ish.
Contact clues.
Ish is my answer.
Yeah. Do you know what a bit of the old in and out means?
Yeah, rape. I
Yeah.
assume.
There you
Well,
got that
sex,
one.
I think generally.
I
because
don't
it was-
think there's any consensual sex.
I've got a pain in
There
me.
is no. There is the one who gets locked in the room with the women that have sex. With
I've
him
got a
willingly for
pain in me,
multiple hours.
Gulliver.
You didn't
I
chase
had it.
the time lapse of that.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid seeing
It's
it.
British.
British stupid.
Probably.
Shelley Duvall on the set of The Shining, she did not have a good time. Stanley Kubrick was not nice to her.
And I really don't like how
He
Jack
basically,
Nicholson
set
did
Jack
nothing.
Nicholson on her.
And Nicholson did next to nothing to either address. That's what always really bummed me out. Was like you hear about these stories about Shelley Duvall, and then you see like a cool clip or something where he's psyching himself up with the axe, and you're like, oh, that's cool. He's also completely ignoring the subsequent abuse of a woman.
Yeah,
that's
very-
right the fuck there. So
On
it's
the
like,
other hand, though, on the bright side, do you know the movie Leon the Professional? where
Yeah.
Jean Reno is the assassin that teaches.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, the director of that movie was like, I want this relationship to be sexual. I want you to play it sexual. And Jean Reno was like, well, I'm not going to do that, you freak.
And it turned out to be a good movie.
And now it's
And I'm pretty sure the movie benefited from it. Yeah.
well, because Luc Besson was doing the insane thing of like, this guy is like at a child level mentality, so it's not weird for him to be sexually attracted.
Are you saying a French?
That is
never right.
That is projecting like a movie theater. How the fuck do you do that,
well,
man?
the way it was, they wanted originally to have both of them drink whiskey, and the actor was like, "No, you idiot! This is not about a child who acts like an adult. It's an adult who acts like a child. They both drink milk. The
pedophile
and also I'm not
fucking-
going to fuck the baby, Luke." That was
Yeah,
actually
but
the
that's what was
original.
good.
That was the line originally in Empire Strikes Back.
A French director who's sexually inappropriate? Well, now I've heard everything.
Boy, howdy!
So many times I hear about that and I think like, yeah, the personality the role of director attracts. Largely, you're gonna have some
Sorry.
decent ones like Spielberg, who's kind of just
Tyler,
like
I'm using a veto token real quick because I just thought of the best fucking line ever.
Okay.
That's why it's Little St. James in America, because it's Big St. James in France.
I'm gonna walk around the table for that. That was
You're doing a high five.
Shake my fucking hand.
Da, da, da.
Little St. James, more like. Never mind.
You real quick.
Remember that episode of our show?
Kind of.
Whatever. Maybe I like our show.
That's it, everybody.
I've had many champagne and some Sudafed. I
Oh,
will
true.
be seeing the Hat Man tonight.
People at home,
Have you guys seen the Hat
yeah,
Man?
yeah.
No,
What?
I've never seen the Hat Man.
Okay, Tyler, explain the Hat
This
Man.
is the Hat Man. Okay, so the Hat Man is when you take a certain amount of, because I had this experience. It's not like specifically the Hat Man, but it's like what it's what the Hat Man represents. Yeah. No, it's
The vibe of
if
the Hat
you
Man.
are
Hats.
sick and you take a fuck ton of medicine, either because you're insane
Or drink a bunch of lean.
or
Lil
because
Wayne
you're
might be
sick
the
and you
Hat
don't know what
Man.
you're taking, the hallucinations you'll have will kind of like this is your dreams. And
There'll
this is
be a
reality.
guy.
They kind of do this.
Is he friend or foe? Who's to say?
Like, you know when you have a really
never heard
bad
this.
fever and like you can't tell when you're sleeping or dreaming anymore?
Yep.
You entered that
Yep.
realm when you were on
Sorta.
a fuck
I got that shit
ton
real
of cold
bad
medicine.
with COVID, man. Ooh.
I had it
Oh, yeah.
with I took a bunch of cold medicine when I was at Lewis, and I kept just popping them like candies.
Yeah.
And I was so fucked up, I forgot that I thought I had taken it 8 hours ago. I had taken it like an hour before, so I was like triple dosing. And I remember like getting out of my bed, which was like lofted, was the scariest Matterhorn like adventure I ever had. And also it was like we had
There's
like,
zero coordination.
there's zero coordination. I'm fucked up, and I'm coming from like 7 feet in the air, and also we have like hard floor with no like
Yeah, it's
carpeting.
linoleum.
So when I jumped down, I was like, my feet felt like they were landing on like glass and sadness. I was like, oh, what? And then when I went to look at my reflection, I literally was like a different person entirely. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I looked like Jake with a beard. And, and then like I woke up in bed. So like memory from walking to the thing
never
to it, gone.
Well, so what happens to me is whenever I get, I got a sinus infection right now from inhaling too much drywall, so not contagious, but hurts.
Still
like a
don't buy
motherfucker.
that, but go on.
Your sinuses are not having a super good
It's
time.
drywall.
Contagious or not.
There's a house in my sinuses. It's not great.
Oh, no, we need
a
a-
colony.
Hey Connor, I punched a
built
hole in the
little
wall. Can you help?
Straight up, it'll be drywall patch. So what happens is whenever I get a decent cold, I'll take Sudafed or Mucinex DM or whatever the fuck it is, and then I'll drink lean.
What is lean?
Right.
Lean is ice, cold syrup, Sprite, and Jolly Ranchers. And you mix it all up.
I knew everything
and
but
you
the Jolly
just-
Ranchers.
You sip it like it's alcohol, and you just drink it all day.
Doesn't that rip your stomach in half?
Your
No.
liver.
Go
Yeah,
on.
your liver. My stomach's fine.
Sorry, I'm asking all these questions. Go on.
But so you just get drunker, quote unquote, drunker throughout the day, but you're still taking medicine, so you can do it when you have a cold. So like I only ever do it when I have a cold, but Lil Wayne does it every day of the week.
I was gonna say this is popular amongst the R&B
Did you know in
community.
France
right?
he's called Big Wayne?
So if you drink enough of it and then you try to go to sleep, there's this whole
Slight.
phenomenon on TikTok where it's like, do you see the Hat Man? And it's just
Oh.
it's a sleep paralysis demon, but you're high on cough syrup.
But
so
he's
he's like
in a trench
he's
coat and
singing
a-
and dancing. He's doing
I have
stuff.
not heard him
Yeah.
singing and dancing.
Literally,
He
gave
has
me
like
5
got a
stars.
vocoder, the mouth box where the Peter Frampton
Connor,
fucking thing.
I'm finding it. Don't worry.
Yeah, pop up the Hat Man.
Wow.
So
Wow,
it's
wow,
like
wow, wow.
because you're not moving in your sleep. You have a sleep paralysis demon plus
Hey, found him.
so much cough syrup.
This is this is the song he has.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
That's the Hat Man.
This is so fucking terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. So my theory is that Lil Wayne is the Hat Man because he's drinking so much cough syrup that he's come all the way
on the
around.
heavy- Transcended the
He's become the Hat Man.
Oh, so it's Candyman rules.
It's Candy Minerals.
Okay.
I like that you're saying the first word in his name with 2 syllables. He's Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
He's Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
You said little. You did say little.
Little
Oh,
Wayne.
it was the Hat Man.
Oh, I did say Lil Wayne.
It was the Hat Man.
Speaking, you know what that reminds me? Did you guys see that that documentary on HBO about the Slender Man attempted murder?
No.
I haven't. I know what you're
it
talking
good?
about. I haven't.
Yeah, no, I watched. It was boy howdy. I walked away from that documentary not sure how I was supposed to feel about it.
Who I was gonna kill.
Give us the deets. Slow us down.
So basically, you've got these 2 girls, right? One of them
Already starting bad.
Yeah, one of them very picked on at school, not a lot of friends, struggling socially. The other one does not show a lot of signs for me, a little of like empathy, and kind of just wants to be left alone.
Good.
Some of those kids turn out okay.
You find out in the documentary that her dad had schizophrenia. It was something he dealt with his entire life, right?
That's not genetic.
But they weren't like super sure if she had it or not, because like she never like got in trouble.
There's a documentary on HBO about it. They're pretty sure now.
So then they go on the creepypasta stuff, right?
Hell yeah, I love
and they see Slender Man, and it's just a fucking campfire story that blows up on the internet, right? So the one kid gets this delusion that Slender Man is going to kill their families unless they kill their friend Bella. And then they get to live with him in the Slender Mansion if they do it.
Why would they want that? That sounds awful.
But again, Connor, like schizophrenia.
Being the answer.
And I asked my wife, because my wife's a social worker, and I was like,
I thought you were going to say your wife has schizophrenia.
no.
She was like, no. Slender Man tells me to kill you all the time.
I don't listen. I'm not a douche.
So I guess like the thing is with auditory and visual hallucinations, there's not a lot that medicine can really do for that.
Because they're indiscernible from reality.
I thought,
because you understand the shared reality we all have is an auditory visual hallucination we just all agree upon. Yeah, we're
similar.
all like, yes, this is all right. And then somebody's like, but also this one. And everybody else is like, no.
Yeah, the best you can do is give them antipsychotics and a shitload of therapy to help them distinguish fantasy from reality, right?
Yeah, but they still have to distinguish and see the other one.
And that's the thing. Like her dad was in the interview. He was like, yeah, like when I'm driving to work, I see Satan in my backseat of my car, and I know it's not real. I know he's not, but it's like my body still has like the panic response to it, and it's some kind of hell, man. So anyway, they have a slumber party. They go out to the park, and they try to murder their friend. They stab her like 17 times.
Sounds like they're not good at it.
They barely missed one of her major arteries. They leave her there, and they try to leave town. They're just walking, right? This girl drags herself to the street and manages to get the attention of a cyclist, and they get her to the hospital, and she's totally fine. She made a full recovery.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and like the one girl, like
Kids are fucking resilient.
yeah, man. Wait, Tyler,
That's why you should be allowed to hit kids.
Tyler and I were talking about this on our way here to the podcast. If I fall down the stairs now, I'm dead.
You're game over, man.
I'm dead.
My nephew broke his arm and dislocated his shoulder, and like it was like about 3 weeks ago when this happened. And my friend who has like a mother of 2, she's like, by October he's gonna forget that he had a cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You
crazy.
wanna know why? Because you're fucking Wolverine. If you're under the age of 10,
You are. Your
essentially.
healing factor is
Max Slender Man is healing them.
That's what I mean. I missed a bit, but I'm
If
just
they
gonna
do,
say yes.
if they do the murders, well
Yeah, dude,
enough.
that's why you I'm specifically saying, Brendan, you should be allowed to hit kids. They're middle school age. They'll be fine.
They'll hit me back though. Those kids.
Yeah, right. That's the real.
Phil, let's get it straight. Those kids will beat the shit out of me.
I am not a fighter. I am a lover.
I just picture Brendan going.
It's gonna be with me, block, covering my kidneys, going, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
covering his kidneys. Kidney shot.
Don't let them listen to the podcast, by the way.
They keep asking me. They're like, "Mr. Brennan, we heard you do like a D&D show." I'm like, "I can't."
How did they hear
Because
that?
I think they overheard me talking to my coach, the teacher that I work for. She's wonderful. I was telling her like, yeah, I'm gonna go record my show with the guys, and my one student, I look, and there he is. He's like, "What's your show called?" And I was like, I'll tell you when you graduate.
Not even then.
Because I can't.
He's not going to remember tomorrow.
That's
That's what he
But
did.
it's, I mean, like, and that's, I don't know if I
Hey
told you
kid,
guys.
it's called It's Just Crits.
I don't know if I told you
Oh
guys.
wait, he can't find this show.
Fuck. It's a loop.
I don't know if I told you guys. I've started running D&D for some of the students.
Yeah.
Fucking baller,
They're
dude.
fucking into it, man.
Of course they are. Yeah.
They the one group they adopted a baby owlbear.
Hell yeah.
And
What?
and
I'm
they-
jealous.
yeah, he was in a butcher
Fuck
shop.
Richard.
They were, no, they was
Taking a back seat.
it had gotten into a butcher shop and it was eating the guy's food and they just took it home and kept it.
Hell yeah, they did.
And one of my students was like, "I want a pet too," and I was like, "All right, make a check to see if you find any animals." He rolls a 1. I was like, "You see a rat? It's missing huge patches of its fur and there's foam coming out of its mouth." And he goes, "I want that one." And they adopted Foamy the rat. He's their pet / mascot.
so goddamn
They
awesome.
run a bar and he lives in the bar.
Oh my god.
Foamies.
Have they gotten, just out of curiosity, have they gotten into any combat?
Yes.
Oh really?
They loved it.
I figured they would just be like, nah.
No, there was a farm and someone was vandalizing the farm at night. So they did a
I'd imagine you created a
They
bunch
did-
of murder hobos.
they did a stakeout and they found out that the scarecrows were smashing up their crops.
Oh, nice.
And they traced the scarecrows to someone, and one of my students Batmaned into his house, jumps on
yeah.
his bed, knees on his chest, going, "What are you doing? Where are the scarecrows?" and he just admitted everything he did. And,
Imagine how terrified you'd be from that guy's perspective.
and the student and I run.
Where's Rachel?
So at the end of the day, I give the kids back their their phones, their stuff they turn in, right?
Yeah.
And the student kept walking up to me. He kept pulling like a teacher, and he goes, "Mr. Brennan, tell her what I did." And I was just like, I feel good about what I did today.
You should, man.
And you didn't tell him it was tell the teacher what I did. He broke into a dude's house.
Yes.
And God is my witness. He freaked the fuck out and he told him
Yes,
everything.
he Batmaned at a guy and made him confess his crimes.
In a game? No.
No. I am weaponizing my class for vigilanteism and justice.
A cop gave me a ticket the other day. That guy's dead.
I stopped running it because there were a couple of kids in my group that was like, I don't like hanging out with you. This is something I do in my own time.
That's what's going to happen to It's Just Crits.
But hey, they don't go there anymore. Whoop whoop.
Find friends wherever the fuck you're going, kid.
Nerds. No, it's a great team building activity.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah, I know.
imagination, kids probably lose their shit when
Like
they
it works on lateral
wish I could've played
thinking.
it.
It helps
Yeah.
them work on their writing skills, grammar. They're
This is
Violence fantasies.
This is certainly hardly a fucking non sequitur. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and somebody else who was a special ed teacher was talking about how different classmates have different expectations. And I'm mostly asking you this to see how true it is.
Oh yeah, please.
And he was like, yeah, so somebody was coming in to audit the class, and they were complaining.
Oh,
'cause-
yeah. I
yeah.
saw this, yeah.
Because it's like, why is that kid sleeping through the whole class? And I was like, well, that kid's expectation for today is to not throw his desk through that window and then beat all of us to death. So
He's killing it.
He's
doing a
killing
great-
it. That was what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's like. He's fucking killing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's asleep.
Well, bad
Doing a
choice of
good-
words because everyone's like, what is he killing?
yeah, but the auditor's like, no,
He
no,
throws
no,
a
you can't be
chair and you
doing
give
that.
him the right to kill people.
No, I had a kid. He was just a fucking punk. And he would just sleep through class. And when he didn't
Brendan
sleep,
normally has a mohawk for listeners, by the way.
oh yeah, I mean that. Yeah, punk.
No, he has one. Shut up. He has one.
No, he would just
That is. Oh, wait, no.
he would make comments about me wanting to fuck the kids, and he would steal my stuff out of my desk.
And you punched him, right?
No, God
He
no.
fucked him.
I tell you, you get one per school year.
Listen,
I accused Brendan of something.
I do not advocate hitting children. I would merely like to posit that if every teacher got one,
Thank
America
you.
would fix itself pretty
One
quickly.
per year.
One. It
You
does
get to
have
hit
to
one
be
kid.
one,
You don't
yeah.
have to use it.
No.
But the kids know.
No,
The
because
kids
listen,
know.
what are the main problems? We have a problem with staffing, and we have a problem with pay, right? Institute
Cut
that
my
policy. Institute that policy. I may.
Now,
Yeah.
there is an issue of people getting hired, just hauling off on a kid and then handing in their 2 weeks.
Hey man, I heard you got Mr. Brendan's class. Hey man, he hasn't used his yet. I'd be careful.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Well, that's the thing.
This guy's
most
been
teachers won't. That's with
Most
my
won't do it
dog.
anyway.
With my dog, I have this problem where he's like, "You won't fucking hit me." I was like, "Not 'cause you Not because you're not making me mad enough, because I chose not to. I could destroy you.
This is a comment on me, not you.
Because I'm a good person, goddammit.
Brandon, I got to tell you a story about a friend, Neil, who used to be a teacher.
I can hit you. I don't.
There was a kid who was just a real piece of shit to him. And, like, I'm sure you've seen this. Like, my parents won't get me in trouble if you call them and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, like, my parents don't care, yeah.
He leads the kid out of the classroom and around a corner, and he goes, if you do not shape up, I will beat the shit out of you. And the kid goes, you can't hit me. There's cameras. And Neil goes, do you see any of them right here? I've worked here for a long time. I know where the cameras can't see. I will hit you. And the kid stopped fucking around.
And
who's going to tell? His parents?
Yeah.
They don't care. They're
I
drunk.
posit that there were definitely cameras that could see him there. He just was so scared.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes to the principal like, I wasn't really going to hit him. I just...
Dude,
And
like
the principal would be like, oh, yeah.
when I was in school,
That's hilarious, bro.
When I was in school, there are kids that if the teacher punched that kid in the face, I wouldn't have said anything because that kid was an asshole.
Just one? Like, if you actually hurt the kid. Well, that's what people don't. That's mine. This is yours. That's what
now,
people
to be
understand. A punch in the
They're
face
fighting over
sucks.
fucking mimosas right now at 4:30
Don't get me
p.m.
wrong. Should I pay socialists?
You didn't have to say time.
And listen, to be clear,
Did you know the time
to
was?
be clear, a lot of my kids they come from really bad circumstances.
Yeah.
You know, they like
Disclaimer.
and you know, acting out is their way of trying to get attention and
wailing on them is
get
the only
needs
thing they
met.
understand.
And I don't. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would never hit kids like that because I know where they're coming from, right? But then sometimes you'll just see like a kid with nothing wrong with them, and they're just bullying a kid, and you're just like, you know what? I could punch that kid in the face as hard as I could. That kid would bully nobody ever again.
And you've solved
do
the
a
giant
service.
problem.
Yeah.
See, that's what, like if one kid dumps another kid out of a wheelchair,
Okay.
you should be allowed to just fucking clock that kid.
You gotta paralyze him. You gotta paralyze him.
I don't like that we deal in absolutes as a country like that.
And everybody
You
always
should never
always
hit a
says
kid.
like,
You
hey,
should hit some kids.
Yeah, and they're always like, hey, if the bully kid probably is being abused, like that's why he's no. Recent psychological studies have shown that bullies, contrary to popular belief, have very high self-esteem and very positive self-image, and that's why they think it's okay for them to fuck up other kids.
Yeah, it
Fucking
probably
Degrassi
used
lied
to
to
be
me.
the way of. Well, it used to be bullies were getting abused, but
Degrassi
nowadays
lied to
bullies
you.
are just have not been told no by their parents.
Well,
Connor, everyone, Rito. Degrassi lied to you when Drake was having sex with age-appropriate actors. Continue.
Well, no, I mean, he was having sex with,
all right,
teenagers.
so just for everybody,
so he was foreshadowing, is what you're saying.
everybody who's keeping score at home. Tyler uses veto. Connor's uses veto. Brendan and Kevin.
We should all
I'm
get one
holding
veto
mine.
episode.
You did get one.
Listen,
don't forget.
I'm holding my veto if this motherfucker tries to tell everybody that Batman Hush is a good comic.
It is, though.
I still think Batman.
The artwork is good, and I stand by it. Anyway,
But he's cool. No, in terms of like some kids should get hit, the best lesson I was ever taught is one time I was skiing with my family and some friends of my parents, and in front of us somebody fell over, and my dad and his friend stopped to check if the guy was okay, and I zipped down the hill like a piece of shit. And when they found me, I was like, "That's the difference between me and you. I wouldn't stop for anybody else." And they're like, "Wow, you're a fucking piece of shit." And very soon after that, I had a horrific wipeout. Like it's a pole, a ski, me down the hill. And my dad's friend skis up and he goes, "Are you hurt?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Cool." And he left me to go pick up my shit myself. And I learned something.
Yeah.
So if you're being a little cunt, some's got to be a cunt
it's
to you.
that type of beating. It's to be a dick, not to take something out.
What a succinct
or
lesson,
There's a thing
It's to teach a lesson.
Yeah.
You know.
Now
Now it's like if a punch is the lesson, then
Now, I know you guys probably think that with my, running Dungeons and Dragons, my encyclopedic knowledge of comics, you're probably thinking I was a pretty popular guy in school.
I figure you were drowning in it.
Not so. I
Need a paddle.
I was viciously, mercilessly bullied. And it's like, some of those kids, it's like, yeah, okay, Luke's dad fucking left him, and his brother was in and out of jail all the time. And like, yeah, Joseph's parents didn't like him, and like Ryan's dad was a fucking cop, and he was probably
It is concerning you still know their names.
Yeah, well,
Concerning for them.
It's not-
huge.
Dude, it's so Connor. Dude, it's not that he remembers them; they're written on the list. Is why he remembers them.
And also, Connor, if you say you're on a lot of people's lists.
No, I wasn't a douche. Oh, I was a douche in high school. Never mind. Yep, I'm on a lot of people's lists.
What
I got
you gonna
cooler.
try and convince me you were cool in high school and
No,
then
I
sucked
forgot
freshman
for a
year,
second.
and then-
I forgot for a second. That's all that happened.
Sorry, I forgot who I
That
was.
being said,
You know how like yourself has always been yourself from the beginning of time? I forgot where it stopped.
I was also incredibly ADD before we understood what that fucking meant.
Before we added the other H.
So I was just a fucking basket case and like weird.
We love
and
you
then,
now.
And then later we'd be like, hey, here's some pills that make that not happen. I was like, oh, where were you 12 years ago?
Where were
Sweet
you when I was going
crystal
through my
meth.
formative years?
Sweet Speed.
And listen, my mom is a great lady. She feels bad about this now, but she used to tell me like, you can memorize an entire episode of The Simpsons, but you can't remember your fucking language arts homework.
Well, Simpsons is way better.
Yeah!
And
one
more
of those
useful.
is cool.
And I was like, it's not like a switch I could just turn on and off. I have hyperfixated interest.
No, yeah. Parents
Because
hated
that was
shit.
the style at the time.
Yeah.
But it does seem like now
We're
there's
the only
more
ones who
like.
got that.
I watched Family
You're
Guy.
one of the real ones, Connor. I know.
Hey, with the onion, I know. But the it seems like now there's more likely for a parent or teacher to be like, well, then The Simpsons is an entry point into them not being a basket case. Whereas before they just beat you until you watch Dateline.
Yeah.
Well, what were you talking about? How you were trying to say like there were only a few asexual like characters? And
Oh.
things? And he said SpongeBob was
So-
one, and I was like, yeah. Try telling any parent in the last 40 years.
Tyler and I
SpongeBob's
were
not
talking
gay.
about Riverdale, and I don't like that Jughead fucks because Jughead in the comics, they canonically made him asexual.
Cool.
And guess what? We don't have a lot of asexual characters in popular media. 4 of them are anime characters. 1 of them is SpongeBob. I'm just saying, we
I'm
need to
agreeing.
fill out the team a little bit more, guys.
But no parent of the last 40 years.
You're right, and I don't want to undermine this point, but I would like for you to walk into a church and have a priest say, "What is troubling you, my son?" And you go, "I don't like that Jughead fucks."
yes.
First, the priest would go, "Who is Jughead?"
Or the priest would be like, "Me neither. I became a priest because I'm asexual, and I don't want to be SpongeBob."
You said, "Is Jughead a child?" Yes. Go on. And there's your Catholic rapist.
I was
priest
doing
joke.
a nice priest.
I fucking dude, Jughead like one of the best characters ever.
Is he canonically? like,
BoJack
in the
Why did they
comic
give him
view?
Cole
Like they
Sprouse?
said he's asexual, or is
so
that-
in the 50s onwards, right?
yeah.
Archie is a romance comic. Everyone is trying to get romance to happen, right? You know,
Velma.
Jughead is the one guy that does not care about getting a girlfriend. He just wants to eat food, play video games, and sleep.
Dagwood.
Yeah. And he's like, and Archie's like, I invited Betty and Veronica to the dance. And he's like, I don't care, man. I'm tired. I'm going to go sleep.
He's relatable beyond.
He was my
Velma?
fucking hero.
Asexual. Velma.
If Velma's
Velma's been
asexual,
in and out of asexual.
I've been watching.
No.
some
We're talking
non-canon
OG
Scooby-Doos.
Scooby-Doo. OG Scooby-Doo. Not any of the...
They were all asexual besides
Yeah.
Fred and Daphne in the old Scooby-Doo. What are you talking about?
Now she and Velma are eating each other's stinky jinkies.
have to say it like that.
No, it's Meat Canyon. When he's like,
Oh, I like Meat Canyon.
yeah. Daphne, I'm having a panic attack. I need some of that stinky jinkies you got going on there.
That sounds like the porn dialogue in
fucking
the porn.
gross.
I mean, the guy named Meat Canyon is making a lot of like wholesome content.
I bet it's bald like a silverback's belly. Not like this beef and cheddar.
Oh, this is another weird.
I was gonna
happening.
have a beef and cheddar sandwich for dinner tonight. I really was, and now I'm
No, you weren't. Nobody eats
Well,
Arby's.
now you can pretend.
No one
not
is-
from Arby's. It's
Whoa,
a frozen one.
whoa.
Did
We're
people
gonna
eat
pause.
Arby's here?
No.
Nobody has stepped foot in an Arby's in 10 years.
How you know someone who loves Arby's?
Who's
Alright,
keeping Long
hang
John
on.
Silver's away?
What's up with them?
Long John Silver, every
They're
Long
in it
John
now.
Silver's is a fucking money laundering place. You cannot convince me otherwise.
A woman is speaking.
We legally have to have a woman in the podcast.
No.
I can't remember if it's a coworker, but somebody came up to me and was like defending Arby's like with their whole heart. Not the meats per se. Like they're like the chicken sandwich is good and the chicken tenders are good. And I was like, I
Not
don't
the
bel-
thing they're
I-
known
no,
for?
Of course not. That's the shit that gives you diarrhea. But like. I didn't believe them, but they are like with their whole fucking pussy defending this.
The chicken. The
Yes.
chicken at
The
Arby's.
chicken sandwich and
Popeyes
tenders, I guess.
exists. That's chicken Arby's.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. They're really into it. They really like it.
What the fuck? Are they okay?
Probably not.
Who hurt them?
Arby's. We have the white meats, I guess.
Okay, now what about Hardee's? Do they have an opinion on Hardee's? Because that's just
Or
also
Carl's
Arby's.
Jr.
No, you know who it was? It was your fucking cousin's boyfriend. That's who. That's who was into Arby's. That's who it was.
Which of my cousins?
It's
When did you meet
Christensen's.
my cousin's
Not your
boyfriend?
cousin, but like, you know.
Oh, Luke. Yeah, Ellie's boyfriend.
Yes,
Luke likes chicken?
loves Arby's, and
Ellie
Luke goes along with it because he was talking to me about it. That's
John,
what it was.
Jenny.
Goes along with it is the nicest thing that's ever been said about Arby's. Just so we're clear.
But
It
then
shouldn't
he
be a
said,
business.
he's like, I really like. He's like, their chicken slaps, and I was like, I don't believe you, but sure.
I
You're
live
just
in
strange.
Chicago.
Good for
I
you.
can
Trent.
find good chicken.
Exactly.
I live in Chicago. I can find
They live in
the
Wisconsin.
best beef.
Right? Where
The
they live.
best
Where
beef.
they
Why
live.
would I ever
They
go
live in
fucking
Champaign. They go to
Arby's?
University of Illinois.
Oh,
You can
okay.
get an Italian beef that will
They have
kill
things
you.
down there.
It's so fucking good.
Well, they go to Arby's.
Why would you go to Arby's?
Listen, Arby's is for like 3 kinds of people: shut-ins, drug addicts, and people whose taste buds were melted off in a nuclear accident. Okay,
I think she's the third.
There's the only
Go confront your family about that.
I shall.
the only thing I think about when I think about Arby's is like there's like
Thank God we met the quota of women on the podcast.
now we can give up for 3 years.
You guys like football and voting? Woo!
Testosterone aggression.
if you guys have a black person on or a Latino, I get a bingo.
We've had
I like how you just went Asians. We can go with that.
Andres Latino.
Is he? He's Palestinian. Oh, he's a double. He's
Yeah,
a
no,
toofer.
He's a toofer.
We get so many tax breaks, and he's real sad, so you get a tax break for that.
There,
Johnny gave
Now,
us,
Kellen
like-
and I are both Irish, which means we'll have to fight each other to the death.
Do you know how like monks at the airport give you beads?
Oh,
And you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want the beads, or they give you that flower, and you don't want the flower.
I didn't even show him my tits.
Yeah. That's how Johnny Blaze gives out the N-word pass. So
he does.
covered for years.
He does.
Boy, that episode was interesting. I had a fun time.
Oh yeah.
I like
We got pretty
that
drunk.
you were trying to talk about one anime and you kept saying Afro Samurai, which was not the anime you were talking about. I think just because there was a black guy next to you and you
I think
wouldn't get
half
out
of
of
the
your head.
reason was your editing was also.
I did also. I edited so you seemed more racist.
I remember one time I made a joke to Johnny that he like, you know when you tell someone a joke that they specifically find so funny, they like have a really over the top reaction. I made a joke saying how like sometimes
a
someone will
special
turn to me and I'll look at them like like an anime antagonist who just was underestimated. Like,
Now was Johnny the guy? Was Johnny the guy that made the music video in Arizona, or was that somebody else?
well, no.
No. So
No.
not. Oh, we've made a music. No,
We've been to Arizona once, but
Because
he said Johnny, not Brett. That's why. You're
Okay,
confused.
so
Yeah.
Different
Johnny made the music video in
Nashville.
2 new music videos in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And then
Carpe
one in
Noctem
Arizona.
specifically.
Carpe Noctem's the big
That's where
one.
you blew your
Yeah, I
back
forgot
out in a morph suit. It was
I
awesome.
exploded my spine and decided I'd leave Kylie.
It was that trip.
It was that trip.
that exact. I was there.
Have I told you this story?
I used to be in Westmont all the
Yeah.
time.
I practically.
Oh
It was
my
a nice
God.
house. It was a nice house.
It's a good.
Yeah,
We had Gigi. It was good times. It was good times.
Oh, Aunt Gigi.
I know.
I feel so
Can
bad.
we hang out with her
I feel
still?
so bad for not
you
fucking
had
Aunt
to have sex with her and you didn't fuck her.
You know that story, right, Brendan?
No, I don't actually. That one I don't know. That one I don't know.
So
this
hey,
was-
it's all public domain now because I'm not
doesn't
dating
matter.
her
Been
anymore.
divorced long enough where it's public domain.
There's a statute of limitations. No, I think Allie knows. I think Allie knows the story. Okay. No,
Her in the background. Yeah.
I don't think we've said it on the podcast, though.
so we were all in Vegas, and I went out to go. I told the people I was staying with, like, I'm gonna go out for like 20 minutes, play a couple hands of blackjack, most an hour. As I'm walking, before I get to the elevator, Connor's like, "It's nickel beers at Flamingos," and I was like, "Well, okay, at the Flamingo." I sound so stupid. At Flamingos Casino.
It's literally that John Mulaney bit where it's like, it's nickel shot night.
We'll die if we go to O'Halligan's tonight, and then we did. And
Yeah,
so,
we got.
But
we
like
got,
after,
we got nickel beer fucked up.
$1, you're in the hospital.
No, so we're walking out, and
were in the
Connor,
hospital.
Connor and she, who shall not be named, are like, we're gonna go.
That's a pretty good one.
They're like, all right, so we're gonna go to meet my Aunt Gigi at Ruth's Chris now, and I said, okay, bye. And they're like, no. Do you want to come to Ruth's Chris and not pay any money the entire time that we hang out with Aunt Gigi?
Addendum: I was vegan at this time. I had a potato.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go to
go
Ruth's.
on.
I'm tacky the whole time. I'm like, another rum and coke that I'm not paying for, please. Can I look at the bill and see how much it was? I'm not paying it, but I want to look at it.
I just want to
That
know.
was $27.
The joy in your heart, man.
I was having so much
She
fun.
budgets like $80,000 to lose at every time she goes to
Could you
Vegas.
imagine?
She does not care.
Could you fucking imagine? That's an annual income.
This is the promised land,
Could have
man.
married her. No, so then at the end of this dinner, Connor and Kylie are like, we're gonna go see, was it
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
That's
and I
where
was
I
like,
saw the minstrel clowns that are apparently racist. Tie back. Anyways.
hey, callbacks. And I was like, okay, bye, Aunt Gigi. And she's like, no, you're fun. You want to hang out with me while I gamble and I'll keep buying you drinks? And I was like, yeah. And then I talked at her for a long time. And then later, I was informed that I was supposed to fuck her in exchange for those drinks.
Did Connor
probably,
tell you
that
this?
was the arrangement? Yeah. Well, because, normally...
Kylie signed off on it.
Yeah, no. Normally, when I miss
like,
an obvious social cue,
we don't know
Connor's
if
like,
she's-
you were supposed to fuck
Yeah,
that person.
when Connor's telling you what a woman's intentions are, the best ignore what he's saying.
Kellen,
Because he's thinking it from a Connor perspective.
we've been friends for a while, and I put up a lot.
Of me.
But this fucking rudeness. You get on a plane right now, and you climax that woman between let's say 7 and 12 times to make up for the time passing.
That's less than the amount of drinks you had.
Get in there.
That's
Yeah,
less
wait,
than the
wait,
amount of
does it
Get in
orgasms
there.
to drinks? Is that
It
what
is
I have to do?
orgasms to drinks.
Yes.
God damn, baby,
If it
I
was
gotta take
orgasm-
like a month vacation.
She has a receipt, like, I don't stapled to the wall of the
Yeah.
dish you had that.
Yeah.
If it's orgasms to dollar amount, you're done for.
Or at very least, you're going to be doing an internship.
There'll be like a used up toothpaste tube that looks like Kellen.
I didn't even come. I just ate pussy and my mouth is this dry.
I'm gonna come back with like biceps on the sides of my jaw.
I ate so much pussy, I'm a pescatarian now. I don't know how that happened.
That was worth a token, but you didn't need it.
That's crazy, man. How old was she, if you don't mind me asking?
50s?
50-ish.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
It would not have been like I wouldn't have done it just to do it, but in exchange for all those drinks, I wouldn't have been like, oh no. I would have been like, yeah, this is.
What does Soldier Boy say when he's having sex with like old women and the boys? He goes like, "That's wine, just gets sweeter with time." But boy, is it dry! I need more lube. And it's like, oh my
Soldier
God.
Boy.
It's a good show.
Just the idea of just banging.
Okay, did you guys remember when Soldier Boy thought he bought Atari?
No,
What?
none of them have read a single comic book about the boys.
I've only
I
seen
thought
it.
you this whole time we're talking about the rapper Soulja Boy.
Yes.
Right? You were like,
I
what-
am.
What is that thing that Soulja Boy says when he's fucking women? I was like, Superman. What are you talking about? I was misrelated.
Or if he's coming too early,
Oh,
you
he said it in the song.
wouldn't you be the better cum noise?
Wouldn't you? Yeah.
Wouldn't I be the better cum noise?
Kellen.
Kellen!
Just saying your first name with the goofy voice every time I come. That is a curse. I would say no
Okay,
to.
Brendan's got a thing, then I got a thing.
No, Soldier Boy was a fucking idiot, and he thought he bought Atari when he just bought like $3 million worth of Atari cryptocurrency.
Like everybody that buys crypto.
Yeah, and he was like, "This is so good. This crypto was so great. You guys, you want to buy it from me? How many million can I put you down for?" It's like,
No.
if this thing is really that great, you're really trying to get rid of it, you know?
Weren't you shitfaced at a bar with Brian Christopher doing like stock
Yeah, he
stuff?
made me $600. I have a Shiba Inu and I have had an unbroken streak of
series.
Shiba Inu. Yeah, I've had a few. They just keep dying. Japanese, they don't make it like
It's
they
well, you
used
got to
to.
feed him something other than cherry blossoms. Yeah.
He'll eat a pear out of a soup full of wine, and that's it.
But I record peaches of that untouchable.
His dog bowl is full of plum wine.
Exactly.
Oh no, I can't be on SNL.
Nothing but sake. No, but
Sake's
I
so
had a
good.
Shiba
I love
Inu,
sake.
and I was very drunk at a bar with a resident homeless man, Brian Christopher.
Resident homeless man? I don't think so.
Listen,
That's a bit of an oxymoron.
I know him.
there,
It's
buddy.
right. It's accurate. I know the dude. It's
accurate.
fucking accurate.
No, if the HOA was homeless, if
doesn't
the
have a
HOA
residence.
board president was a homeless person, that's Brian
They
Christopher.
all are, by the way. That's why they fuck you over. They don't have houses of their own.
Yeah. No, he is a walking paradox. He is a white rapper who is god fucking awful, but is somehow cool with all my black friends. It's not okay.
It's because he's fully aware of how much he sucks, and they're all just like, okay, at least he knows.
Yeah, at least he knows.
Is there any way he could be like a homeless real estate agent?
He fucking might be, man. He wears fingerless gloves, but only in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
like
a
Brendan,
paradox.
Brendan, he has to be doing something when he's not showing up.
Yeah,
to
right.
most
He's
open mics.
wrong.
All right, this is the back of the Red Lobster. As you can see, we got the
You
dumpster
work,
there.
Easy access to
Easy,
trash.
you
You,
know.
don't even need a garbage chute.
So we're getting fucking hammered in a bar because it was nickel beer. No,
It was nickel shot.
It was like $2 or $3 for a beer. I already did my stand-up set, or I didn't care about the stand-up set, so I was just there to drink.
Sounds like you.
Yeah. So at some point he starts talking to me about crypto, and I'm like, I don't like you as a person. I don't care. And then a few beers later, I was very interested. And he's like, I got a bunch of SHIB coin. I'm like, one more time?
Sheep coin.
I have a Shiba Inu. What?
It must be a
And
sign.
he's like, oh, you should buy a Shiba Inu coin. And I was like, I'm going to buy $100 worth of Shiba Inu coin. Because that's the money I had at the time, was $100 to just set on fire. And then 2 weeks later, it was worth $600. And I was like, and I will sell that.
And I assume moments later it was like 6 cents.
Yeah,
no.
and somewhere a neo-Nazi group made $600.
Well,
Or
yeah,
spent.
but I'm just a little old alcoholic. You can't blame me.
I can actually. They're making money as
Send
a
Hitler
direct
down.
benefit of your
Listen,
action.
like with crypto proving itself to be as obviously shit as it was
Oh,
right
it's
away.
a Ponzi scheme. Yeah.
It's literally like how crazy how quiet it got. You know what I mean? Like afterwards,
believe
because all the guys that were like literally betting their mother's life that it was going to
Yeah.
be the next world currency, it just disappeared.
Also,
in a fortnight, pretty much.
Destroying the environment also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
That was it. Was because
No, they should be shot. 120.
Oh, shit.
We can stop, yeah.
yeah. It went crypto, and then what was the one afterwards?
We started talking about crypto. We're 4
And-
guys. We should stop.
no, but this
Buy
is,
it. Buy crypto.
This is not the podcast. I'm just genuinely asking.
Superman's
NFT.
dog.
That's what they were called.
Superman.
Okay. I couldn't remember
that's crypto.
The sequel.
That's
yeah.
crypto, but dumber.
Yeah, right.
somehow.
Yeah.
Non-funge these titties. All right, so everybody. Anybody want to plug anything?
There's this one guy who's been giving me
LinkTR.ee.
shit. If
Yeah,
I unplug him, he'll die, and I kind
Do it.
I'd like to plug him back in.
Your dad?
of. No, my dad wouldn't die.
Follow
when
Brendan.
you tried to
at-
kill him?
That's only.
Yeah,
School.
you can follow me.
Plug
on
Brendan's
Twitter.
job at.
I refuse to fucking call it X. Go fuck yourself.
What?
Twitter.
Connor.
Yeah,
It's called X?
Yeah, Elon renamed it.
he's trying to.
Because he's...
There's no way.
Cause he's
No,
fucking
he-
R-worded.
That's what
Stop.
that is?
Tyler, he's been off social media.
Search
you're
X.
you're dangling.
No,
You're
what?
Which, by the way...
Okay,
That's so
I'm sorry. I got to get this thought out.
stupid.
Tyler,
Use your veto. Say it.
Connor,
He's just finding out
Brendan's
what it is.
vetoing.
Connor has been off of social media, and you just literally went up to a drug addict and dangled a bag of crystal meth. Ooh, yummy, yummy meth. Shame. Shame.
And we'll,
Proceed.
the time is 5:26, and yummy, yummy meth. This has been It's Just Bits. Bye, everybody. What the fuck is X? What's happening?